Good afternoon. I'm Ethan Moy here, Coach B, as part of another episode of Coach B Weekly. Now, we took last week off. We had the NEC Tournament and games Monday, Thursday, Sunday, and you also were, feeling a little bit under the weather there, to put it mildly.
Mildly, yes. That was a tough one.
So, how you feeling?
Feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm speaking a lot better.
Yeah.
My voice was completely gone at one point, and then it kind of went in stages.
Mm-hmm.
Came back a little, gone again, but I've definitely turned the corner.
That's
and
good.
I'm really looking forward to healthy days going forward, as that was a tough time to get sick.
Yeah, definitely a tough time to get sick. And I kind of felt bad because, Monday, we have a game, we win, and I'm like, okay, I need you to do a Radio Row interview with Adam Agustin and Justin Piles, and then you have to do a post-game press conference, and then Thursday, ESPN3's there, so they have to do the interview under the basket, radio, post-game. I'm dragging you this way, and you probably just like, I just want to sleep,
It was a challenge.
Yeah.
But it's just again another test in life, a testament to what we believe in, and that's embracing the tough moments, the struggles. It may feel like misery at the time, but embracing it and being able to overcome it. There's all tons of counted joy once you do that. So even though that sickness came at a tough time, I will remember it, and I'll remember battling and the team. Really stepping up, and the coaching staff as well. Yeah, I talked about that. That was really remarkable how well they handled things when I had to go down that day and be bedridden. So just a ton of counted joy with a little bit of a struggle to create that.
I say one person goes down, everyone else there pick them up.
Step up. That's right.
So Sunday, if you haven't heard already, RMU won the NEC Tournament, is going dancing for the sixth time in program history. It was a 65-54 win against St. Francis Red Flash. 8th NEC Tournament championship for RMU, 6th NCAA Tournament appearance, as I said. So really, that game, back and forth, you had a big run. They came back later, which I'm going to get to later. But, what moment in that game did you feel like, okay, we got it, we got this win?
Well, every game we go out, I never have it convinced in my head and we're gonna win. This is gonna happen. I just really focus on the moment we're in, and then just continue to take it one moment at a time. Very confident in our ability to battle. And that's something that we continue to grow with as the season went on. Started off with some real rough patches, and we took some tough moments early in the season, some tough losses, overtime losses, buzzer beaters, all types of stuff that you look at and you say, boy, that just are really going to tear a team down.
That's a deflating loss.
Deflating losses, and I'll remember just like after that first game, when we had that game, and it just
Youngstown,
the ball's on the ground. We do a great job of stopping what they were looking to do. We go after a loose ball, and it costs us, an open shot after that, which was a tough open shot, but you give them credit, they made it. And I remember after that game, and the buzzer sounded, we had lost, going down the line and high-fiving every one of our players before they ran to the locker room.
Right.
People probably look at that and say, you're high-fiving your team and you just lost.
Right.
To me, it's not about that. It was about the fight that we showed. We were down. It was a tough game. We wound up, that was Youngstown was a very good opponent. They wound up having a great year.
WNIT.
Yes.
Just side note, Youngstown, Loyola Marymount, James Madison, Kent State, Sacred Heart, all of them WNIT bound. Iowa, obviously NCAA bound. So that's 6 teams there that you played in conference and
Madison,
they WNIT.
WNIT as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's 6 teams, 5 teams WNIT, another one NCAA tournament that you face in the conference slate, and then obviously Sacred Heart getting the WNIT.
We had a tough non-conference schedule. We had obviously Sacred Heart in their conference getting into WNIT, but just like I was saying, that first game was against a very tough opponent who could have won their league even and been in the NCAA. They're outstanding year. And it wasn't about the win or the loss. It was about the fight that we showed to come back, take the lead when we were down in that game on the road, and then just come up a little short. That's what I'm in it for. We win or lose a game, it's about how hard we fought and how much we stuck together when things got tough.
Right.
And I just remember how hard we fought that game for a first game like that, to fight like that, and to show that kind of heart. I was seeing already a little bit of a side of our character of this particular team, that, you know, we're going to be right there. We need to just continue to grow. And we had some other tough losses, and again, just continuing to take everything in stride, whether we won or lost the game, getting in that video room and wanting to get better. So when we were going into games down the stretch, you know, I had a confidence in our culture and our character that we would go out there and battle, and win or lose, I was going to feel good about, you know, how hard we fought. Feeling I had going in, and long-winded during the game, you know, I never felt like the game is over, we got the game is done, you know, with 10 seconds to go, obviously, and we were subbing out, and, you know, at that point knew that's when really it started to set in for a second, and I started to kind of look around at the team, and I saw the looks on their faces. That was really probably one of the greatest joys, was when I looked down at the bench and they kind of looked at me. And they're taught to just keep playing and stay focused until the end. And they kind of looked at me and they saw me kind of smiling up and stuff. And they at that time knew, hey, Coach B's saying, we got this. We got this. And so, that was just great. And that's probably at the first moment that I really looked up when I saw 10 seconds. At that point, you know, we're just coaching and just continuing to do everything we can do to close the game out.
And you talked about the fight there. SFU showed some fight there. You were up 13 late in the third quarter. They pulled within 2 with 4 minutes to go, and they actually had a possession there to either tie or take the lead. They got some good looks, pulled down 3 offensive boards, but you're able to come away with a defensive stop, and then you turn around. Nina Agustin hits a 25-footer to make it 56-51. You got some more defensive stops. Esther Castillo hits that, you know, one from the wing with 1:07 to go to make it 59-51. Take us through that sequence there, and just how you felt with all the younger players making such big plays there, because you have Castillo, freshman, Posset made the pass there, freshman, Agustin, sophomore.
Well, St. Francis was so well coached. Sue did such a great job, you know, making sure that, you know, they were changing things up, even when they played zone possession after possession, just where they were covering things, how they were handling what we were doing. So it was a lot of changing up of the offense, putting people in different positions, and then at the end knowing what we were really looking to do to attack them. I had ideas about how I was going to look to attack them late in the game if we needed to, and you know, obviously, you know, you got to execute, but they did a great job of executing the plays at the end of the game, and you know, Finn's three-pointer was gorgeous. I mean, obviously, there was a battle going on there with her and Kovach. Obviously, we were playing man, they're playing zone, but, you know, Finn coming down, and when she got that look and knew that the situation had worked out the way we wanted, there was no hesitation for her to knock it down. And then, obviously, the pass from Bella to Esther, that was one of our best, you know, closeout moments, as you can look back in the history, because, I mean, I could go back, and Nikki's pass to Megan Smith at the end against Bryant. That was gorgeous. Obviously, that was a closeout type of moment for her, closeout moment for her in the Sewell Center. A lot there. But this was
22-22. I'm just realizing that now.
There you
Smith
go.
22, Castillo 22.
That's right. So I mean,
yeah,
I mean, sometimes those things kind of you think about them and go, wow, that's strange. But just that pass that Bella threw, that was a little different because it was a freshman.
Four.
Yeah, 4 for NEC.
This is weird.
Yeah, so that pass that was freshman to freshman in a moment, and what we really did there was we were able to knock the clock down to a very low count, and then hit a 3 like that just inside a minute. That went from 5 to 8. That was, you know, a really big moment right there, and you know, those moments were something that we earned. You know, we earned our right to get into that position, and then just the mental toughness. You know, not only to throw a great pass like Bella did, but for Esther to be ready to load that up and knock it down. Just so proud of the young players. I mean, 70% of this team is freshman and sophomore, and we were out there playing like seniors, you know, as a whole unit.
Right.
So yeah, just a great way to close out that game.
And the defense there, you know, you were led by your defense once again. A player that, you know, has given you trouble in the past, Jessica Kovach. I mean, she's given a lot of NEC teams trouble in the past. 2-time NEC Player of the Year. You held her to 18 points on 6 of 23 shooting and 1 of 8 from deep. In these 3 games that you played against Red Flash, she scored 6, 17, and 18, which completely is different from what she did last season when she went for 42, 32, and 29. So really, what was the difference between the 2 seasons in terms of shutting her down?
You know, as you play against great offensive players, which she is. I mean, she's an outstanding offensive player. You learn them more and more. As much as you watch video the first few years, you just keep learning little things more and more. You see more tendencies happen. So you just continue to grow with your knowledge about maybe taking a certain thing away at a certain time in a certain play. So we definitely guarded her we guarded her much tougher this year as far as taking away some things that she was using.
I remember, I know Nina said, taking away her left, which you wouldn't expect because she's right-hand dominant, but you just, with the step back, she likes to go with that left hand.
She's got a patented step back that it's a tough shot to contest and to really bother when she gets there, and you got to keep her from getting there as much as you can. She may get a few on you, and she's got to, she's going to have to make the most of those if you guard her the best you can. But that was one real big thing is just, she's tricky because she's right-handed, but she goes left into that pull-up, but she's able to go right and pull up too. She hits some. I mean, we just challenged her a lot, and like I said, she's a great offensive player that you got to be willing to really give a huge focus of the game onto knowing her tendencies. You always want to know personnel about everybody, but when somebody is so able to score as much as she is and go off and score from as far away from the basket as she can. That was.
I say the three that she made was right in front of me, which was 25, 28 feet away.
Yeah,
so.
Right off the catch and transition. Yeah. Like I said, she's gonna have a very good pro career. That's why I kept telling people afterwards that asked me about her. I said, when she gets into the professional ranking, she's gonna do well because she is a true pro. She works on her trade. And she really wants to be great. Obviously, you can see she puts a lot of hours in it.
Yeah.
And she loves to play. She's a competitor. So, that we had to be really good on her, and it's been great to be able to, to hold her more in check than we were because it definitely controls the tempo a little bit more when you can hold a great scorer from going well above their average.
Yeah. And then here at the North Athletic Complex, the NEC, we like to use the hashtag in promoting games and such, pack the NEC, and Sunday it was packed. Sold out crowd of 1,016. I feel like there might have been a little bit more than that, but we'll say 1,016. And that crowd was electric from start to finish. They're cheering. Both, St. Francis brought a decent contingent, and just start from finish, it was a very loud, energetic crowd. Was that can you remember a time where you've had a home crowd like that so electric?
Well, I'll tell you, I can say that it was probably, nothing's beat it. If something was comparable to it, I mean, it's hard for me to completely remember how loud, every environment was, and when we've hosted, a number of championship games, but it was as loud as I've ever been involved in, and just the, sometimes it's loud, but just the energy at all times. There was just a glowing energy in that place. Just the standing room only in the corners, and, not one seat available in the bleachers. I mean. Like you said, the band's going at it. They brought their fans, which is great to see. They always travel well. So it was just a great environment. It's really what it's about. And I heard we had to turn away tons of people at the door and everything.
Probably.
That's what they were saying. The people that were running the tickets, they said, people were trying to get in. We had to turn away hundreds of people. So we could
have got this place back. So
we could also had a fire hazard big time.
Oh, for sure. I think we came close.
I think they maxed it completely out, and this facility has been a blessing to have this new facility that's so equipped technologically, lighting, the court being new, all that. I mean, there's so many positive things to it, but when you get to this moment, it's hard to be able to confine the amount of people that want to be in that gym, and then you gotta turn some people away. So it is a tough part of that, but it was a great environment. There's no question about it. I wish everybody could have got in that wanted to, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully we can continue that momentum going into the opening of the UPMC Event Center here next season.
Yeah, it should be exciting when we open that place up. I mean, closing down this place in style again like we did the Sewell Center. So but we're really looking forward to the new event center. It's going to be awesome.
For sure. And then on the alternate team was NECA Zebo and Nina Agustin, which their reactions, the team's reactions to their recognition was unbelievable. I remember Finn's face of her just going like that whenever she was announced and the team just embracing her, and then when NECA's stats were starting being read and they knew it was NECA, and like they're just like staring at her, and then they just just go and hug her, and exactly, cheering MVP. NECA and Finn, they both played really well over tournament, clearly, and have been playing really good basketball as of late. How much have you really enjoyed seeing their development through the season, especially in this late stretch when they have, like I said, been playing the best basketball of their career?
It's probably the most joyful thing as a coach I can have is team development. That's really what that we talk about, our purpose for what we do. I look at what's on the surface is easy to look at for what a coach would value, obviously winning and success, and the program being recognized and all that. Those are all easy things on the surface that everyone would think, but I have a higher purpose, and that is to know that the development is there on and off the court, whether it's at basketball, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's in the community. Just that development means so much to me, and what basketball does, or any sport played at this highest level that we're at, the Division I level, it's going to bring out the best in people if they prepare themselves for these moments really well. Win or lose, it brings out the best in you. It brings out the battle in you when things get tough, and that's what I was so proud of. Nina Agustin was really fighting out there at every moment. Every moment she really wanted every stop defensively, and offensively she made some mistakes. She made some decisions, bad passes. She'd be the first one to say, what a bad decision that was, or whatever, but it never brought her down. And you knew she'll pull through. She'll make a better decision next time down, or she'll, at the end of the game, she'll have it figured out. She won't throw that pass again. She learned from it. Just total focus. Just to have somebody like that at the point, and she's only a sophomore, and again, that's the thing that was so special about it. The development at such a young age, where they're at this point with how they're playing and how they're carrying themselves, is awesome. NECA, just I can't say enough about on and off the court with her. Came into this second semester, this conference stretch, when we went into conference with a 4.0 GPA. If that wasn't a sign that NECA Zebo has been maturing and developing, I don't know what is.
I can say she said it herself after practice on Saturday when she was talking to Melissa Hall and Coach Tebow about how like a 4.0. It's like, I surprised myself when I got a 4.0.
It's Finn Nina Agustin has a 4.0 GPA. She's never got less than an A. So for her, that's something that's really steady for NECA. Not that her grades were ever poor, but to get perfect.
But the growth from freshman year to now.
Exactly. I mean, she's always been over 3.0, but when you're at 3.3 or 3.4, that's really respectful. But when you get to that perfect 4.0, that's something that I think she always doubted, that I can do something that well. And it's just been great to see her grow with that healthy confidence. And that's, again, it comes out in different ways. Basketball, you're challenging yourself physically and mentally to go out there and to work hard and to battle when things get tough and everything, and it just brings that out of you. So the fact that they're doing it in the classroom and then they do it out on the court, it's just the same kind of mindset that we treat towards everything. It's that those tough days, you study, you do the work, you get that project done on time, you push yourself. We're on road trips, the study halls that we're doing, even though you would maybe want to be in your hotel room sleeping, we're doing a study hall and things. Those are the sacrifices that you put into when those moments happen on the court like that you say, there it is. There it is. All that sacrifice, all that commitment to what you're doing on and off the court, it's showing out there now, not just because we won, but because of how hard you battled and how much you were there for your team. We were all putting others in front of ourselves out there, and that was the development that we're working towards.
Got 3 fan questions here. First one comes from Sam from Ross. He asked, your assistant coach, Asami Marita, seems very intense on game days. What's she really like?
Intense. No, she is intense. She's intense on game days, and she's intense a lot of the time. She has her, her moments where she softens up.
When a dog's around.
Yeah, right. When dog's around or when she's sleeping. But no, she's when we say intense, she's very focused.
Yeah, absolutely.
She is a true servant to the program. and she's always willing to go the extra mile for anybody. Truly puts others in front of herself, and she's extremely focused on trying to help us in any way. And when it comes to game time, very prepared, and always looking to get better. And she holds the players to the standard of that what we have here is special. She's always looking to develop as well as, and that's important. Assistant coaches need to be an extension of their head coach, and the student athletes need to be an extension of their head coach.
Right.
That's that culture we talk about. That's the healthy culture, that everybody is growing towards the same goals and understand the same mindset towards how we're going to do it. And so, she's definitely presents the image of that intense and that focus, and she is very focused and intense, but she also is very caring, and she's also willing to serve others in front of herself every day of the week. And I'm really proud of how well she's done, and she was one of those coaches that we're talking about this and the staff that really stepped up when I was sick and bedridden. And believe me, if who was it again that asked the question? Sam and Ross
from Ross.
Sam from Ross. If he got a chance to meet Coach Marita, he'd see probably one of the nicest, most willing to help person that he would ever meet. So hopefully sometime we get a chance for him to meet Coach Marita and get to know her.
Yeah, of course. Then we got Jenna. She asked, I noticed how many former players were sending their good lucks and congratulations on social media. How important is it to maintain that kind of relationship after the playing days are over?
Okay, did Jenna say where she's from?
She did not.
That's okay. I know a few Jennas. I'm wondering if I know this one. I have a Jenna who's a former player that was really special. She did a great job for us. Former players come to Robert Morris University when they first make their decision with a lot of expectations, and they want a great experience, and they want to challenge themselves. Even though you might think it's tough to challenge yourself and you want to take it easy and stuff. Student athletes that are passionate towards wanting to have a great experience, they want to challenge themselves. And so a lot of those former players that 4 years or how many years they were able to be healthy and play, hopefully all 4, challenged themselves all the way through and developed. Right. And when they come back and they see the student athletes on our team at this time going out there doing the same thing, you could really feel that connection. And like seeing Jocelyn Jones and Michaela.
I'm pretty sure they were like the first ones on the court when that buzzer sounded.
It's awesome. To have Michaela still around, and she's continuing on with her education now and advancing herself even more. And Jocelyn being able to get over with not such a far ride, and it's not close, so she makes an effort. Believe me, coming from Philly is not easy. But
and then you have like Ashley Ravelli, Artie Spanu, Rebecca Navarro,
they're
and
watching.
They're watching. They're sending their congratulations and good lucks.
Yeah, they're watching. They're watching from afar, and believe me, if they were close by, they'd be here too. And they're constantly texting and congratulating the staff and the team. So it's really important. It is. It's really important to have connections. It's a great question because I think about it all the time when I get a chance to connect back with Anna Nikki all the time. I'm texting with her and videoing with her, and she's playing professionally in Greece. They know that the connection's not just watching and following us. We're watching and following them as well. We always want to know how they're doing, what they got going on. We can see so much on the internet, but there's things that you can't see on the internet.
Right.
How's life?
Right.
How you feeling? How's the family? They know we're always thinking about that too, and we're caring about what's going on in their life too. So a connection is a two-way street, and just make sure with Jenna here, I just want to make sure she understands that that connection is two ways, and it's very important. When you sign to be a Robert Morris Colonial for the women's basketball team, that doesn't end when you graduate.
Right.
It doesn't end when you get hurt or you couldn't play anymore, or your eligibility's done. That goes forever, and no matter what the circumstance, it's not circumstantial. You'll always be a Colonial, and you'll always be connected to us, and we love the opportunity to get them back here, and I hope to hear some of those ones that we talked about internationally. I hope to hear that they're going to be being able to get out here soon, because I miss them a ton. You don't get to see them ever.
Of course.
Get them in from Italy, get them in from Greece, get them in from wherever, Spain. Get them all back over here, and spend some time, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And lastly here, Bruce asked, what were you thinking when the bracket accidentally got leaked hours before the selection show?
Yeah, that's funny because, I did a few interviews and everyone's kind of asking me that same stuff. Like, were you upset and this and that? Your initial reaction's like, wow, how could they let that happen? Like, how can it happen? And then you think about it and you say, well, somebody slipped. How could it happen? It happened a few years back with the men, as we were talking about. Of course, you don't want to see somebody make that error and to kind of ruin the, the suspense and the joy of, when it's announced. But whoever made that mistake, human, and made a mistake, and we got the information, and it didn't change anything. It just kind of changed the selection party's culture a little bit. But we still celebrated what we had earned, and that's what the party was for. And
still had a good time.
Still had a great time, and that's what it was about. It was not about just the suspense and revealing. It's also about people getting together that are close to the program and support the program. It was great to see the turnout of people that showed up and was able to share that time with us and just celebrate what we've earned so far, and then click our mind onto finally the opponent that we're playing. I say finally, it's like we got like 27 hours of a break of not knowing our next.
I'm gonna say, imagine how Louisville felt because
I know.
Their tournament ended, weeks ago. It seemed like.
I know. Yeah, it's just we have such a quick turnaround, so we just get that
last conference tournament to end or second?
I think second, because I think they said that the Ivy was the game after ours, and I don't even know what their situation is. I think they only have like a 4-team tournament or whatever. But yeah, I think we were the second last team to punch our ticket, which is like I said, it's late enough.
Yeah.
But it was great to know that we had a trip that wasn't going to be too far. That our fans can maybe make their way over now.
6-hour drive.
Yeah, I mean it's great to know that some of our loyal fans will make the drive over. The band will be able to get there much easier, and away we go. Ever since we found out, we've been working hard and getting things organized and just getting ready to go out there and give it our best shot.
Yeah, and like I said, it is Louisville. 29-3 this season with 2 losses to Notre Dame and 1 to Miami. Made the Final Four last year and have a Player of the Year candidate in Asia Dur. So really, obviously one of the biggest names in the women's college basketball world in general. What is the mindset, going into such a big matchup like this?
We do everything the same. I tell everybody, each year that we've had, postseason play, and, you might be looking at an opponent in the NCAA tournament like we have in the past, like a UConn or Notre Dame a couple times. Go back Rutgers when they were, obviously NC State. I mean, Rutgers was national champion right after that. So, you look at the situation and you say to yourself, what do you do differently than you've done so far? I mean, that's just, I don't see what else you can do.
Right.
If something's not working, what do? You change who you are, you change all your philosophies, your beliefs, your faith. You don't. It's not circumstantial. It's with unconditional faith that you're going to come back and you're going to do what you do better, and you're going to keep working at it. And when you go up against someone as strong as Louisville is, you do what you do the best you can, and you work hard going into the game like you would for any other game. You guys talk to me about this all the time. The first game all the way through to the last game, we treat them the same. And people can't understand that.
Right.
They just, I guess maybe it's just a different culture that I'm built with, but I never want to treat one game differently than the next. We are blessed to be able to play in each of these games. Let's go out there and be the best we can be, no matter what game it is. And so when we went into the conference championship, that was the exact mindset again. Nobody's hearing a different word, a different tone, a different mindset about how we're going to do this. It's just how we're always going to do it. We're going to prepare as hard as we can prepare, and when it comes to video, when it comes to knowing the other team, when it comes to knowing us and what we got to get better at, and put good days work in, take care of our bodies, study all that we can to know the opponent as best as we can, and go out there with our hands wide open and a full heart, ready to work our butt off and represent the program and the school and all of our fans and everyone that's supporting us, and just do the best job we can. That's what we do every game, no matter who we're playing. So it won't change for this as well.
Well said. Thank you again for joining me here, and good luck on Friday.
Yeah, and I want to thank everybody that supported us down the stretch in the conference tournament and was glued to the TV or in the NAC, cheering and screaming. It was an awesome environment. We felt all the people that were in the arena, but we also feel the people that we know that are watching back home or from afar, whether it's in another country or down the road. We feel your support 100%. So if you're able to come out to the NCAA tournament and make the trip to Louisville, we'd love to have you guys supporting us there. But if not, root us on TV back home.
Yep.
And we'll just keep fighting for you guys. We appreciate all the support.
Yes, we do. That game against Louisville is a 12 o'clock tip. It can be seen on ESPN2 on Friday.